Good morning, folks. This is Darth Rabbit 07 doing my very first transformation video showing this guy off. Let's get started. First thing you want to do is raise those arms up and then orient the lower arms just like so. Next piece you want to do is whip those shoulder pieces out like so. And then spin inside and put the backpack down like that. Open the cockpit. Lift up on the chest fuselage like this, while pushing the nose of the jet mode back through the cockpit area there to make room for the head. Important to note, do not mess up by not turning the head around, or you'll have it looking down outside of the jet mode. I do fix this a bit later, but just keep working it down once you get that spun around and fit it to that configuration, and then close the cockpit back up just like that and close. Actually, if you don't get it flush, it won't sit. There you go. Now it's flush. The next part is get those shoulders to go down into the configuration that where the arms tuck up underneath the fuselage and the nose and the cockpit. So you get it like that, and then swing those arms around. These two will meet and tab in right there in just a minute once you get these configured correctly. So once you get it like that, give it a good squeeze and then push it back in. There's some tabs on the inside there that you got to get lined up, and once you get it clicked into place, it will all sit flush just like that. The nose, the fuselage, and the arms are taken care of. Let's work on that backpack next. The side portions need to roll around and flip and open up and go back towards the front of the jet mode, just like you see right there how it opened up. And then that back piece with the dorsal fins, they will need to be swung around and oriented once the side pieces are out of the way. So now you can swing that back down. I keep on messing up right here. Sometimes it's easier just to open it up as you see there, and then flip that whole thing back around, get the dorsal fins all back there. And you can't move it until it gets flush, and then you can get those side pieces oriented the correct way, just like you see there, and tab in. There's little tabs there in the back next to the dorsal fins. Okay. Once again, I have messed up. So once you get it like that, then swing that whole bit around. Same thing with this one. You gotta get that to open up and swing around. Oh, you can swing it all the way around once it gets all said and done. So now I should have brought those back forward, but we're going to open this up and reveal that back dorsal underline piece. It's going to fill in the top part. It's really clever how they did this, and when you go to close it back up, it hides the faux ones that's right there to give you the real ones. So that's kind of a neat transformation bit that I liked a lot. And now we will swing those sides all the way back around one more time. Clearance can be a little bit of an issue, but you can see for the most part how that does work. And we'll get the other side. You do on one side, you do the other, and boom. We're going to leave the backpack right there for right now and work on combiner wars in these legs. First thing you want to do is open up these bits right here and get them to a tab right there and kind of loosely do it. Same thing over there. And then you're going to take and bend that knee at the knee and then pop it out to the side, as I will show you right here. You got to undo that knee and then pop it, boom, and then it rolls down, and it's got like a tab. It has to go from there to there. It's that same knee pad tab that's going to fit back in there, and then you're going to tab in that inner piece. What you do to one side, you want to do to the other there. And now we're into the home stretch. Once this is done, all that lines up. So you got those different regions there. Now we're going to bring it all together with some tabs there and get them to tab into the back there on the rear of the legs. And we give it a little squeeze once it's all said and done there, and we are closer than ever. The last two pieces, these little blue bits on the side, and you can take them and put them straight out like the wings, or you can do this little last configuration. I like to swoop them down. I think that looks so much better. To each his own on preference there. Essentially, it's into jet mode now, and it has grown on me. I just can't get over how cool this really is. Of a particular note, whenever I get to playing with this like this, I keep thinking it's not totally flush, but it is actually flush. It's kind of got like a little bend. It messes with me, but that's what I'm trying to figure out, is if I got something just slightly off. But for the most part, it's done. That's how the character looks, except I messed up on that head. Don't ever mess up on that head. You want to turn the head around or have you showing like that. I did fix it there. And now for a final spin before we go back into robot mode from the jet mode. It's time to reverse that order of operations. First off, we're going to put the blue bits up on the side and then go through and undo the rear leg assembly from the dorsal backpack area. Take care when doing those sides because they are tabbed, and without those tabs, this all falls apart. This next bit, we want to lift that backpack toward the front there and start to work on it, getting it simplified next. Easiest starting point is the dorsal fins, which I got slightly off screen there. You just want to swing those back around to the side and get them ready to go. Once they're in place, then you can take and flip those whole other pieces back around and get those other bits right there folded back in and kind of leave it right there, because then you can take those sides and get those to come up and around and fold up onto the back. The backpack is almost essentially done. Naturally, what you do on one side, you do to the other there, guys. It goes without saying. Hats off to all the YouTubers that have done this for years, and it's just a lost art I've not even begun to master or fathom mastering. With that said and done, let's get that backpack and leave it kind of like right here with the wings up to give us clearance room, and we're going to work on those legs next. Untab those inner pieces there in the bottom and move those out slightly to the side. We're going to combiner wars those back out, and if you don't get this clearance right, it will not let you close that flap in the end. So that's kind of like the telltale thing of it doing right, and extend that toe. Same thing on this side. We want to open that back up, leave it there for a minute, get this down. You can see right here clearly I didn't get this thing totally flush, and that's where it will not close right here. So it'll do that. So what you got to do is lift that back up, get it in there. It should make a little click into place, and then boom, it'll close, extend the toe. And now we work on the arms and the fuselage and the cockpit area. So they got to get these arms from underneath the fuselage. You want to untab those from there and get those back out to the side and just kind of leave them out there. Once you do that, pull those other bits from the chest area back up to the configuration where when you do roll the cockpit down, you can get it to come forward, so they can leave it there, and that pops off in the middle of the transformation. Let's pop that arm back on off camera. And you should be fine right here. You can extend the arms on up and get it ready for whenever we bring the cockpit down. Bring that backpack down and get us clearance room. You got to untab these little spots right here, or it's a real pain in the fanny to get that to come down without it feel like it's snapping and breaking. Once you get it loose, it should roll on forward, and then there's tab slots there in that shoulder area. Once you push the head back through the cockpit and get that on out there, it's got its own double hinge area there, and you can turn that head back around as you go along. Moving things carefully along there so you don't go and bend or stress any of the little joints that's in there. Get those arms configured right so that you can get those things to line up and get that chest to come on down as you see there. Make sure the nose of the jet mode is up underneath there, and that you get that back up, and boom. And we're going to put the head down, flip those shoulder pieces, and now for the final bits here, attach that backpack once the arms are configured around. I'll leave those out just till I get the backpack up there, clean it up. And here comes the backpack. It'll tab into place with 2 tabs, and boom. Flip those shoulders together like I like. And you're done. Thank you again for watching this transformation video, my first. Hats off to everybody that's been doing this long before me. Have a great day, guys, until all are one. Thanks again for watching.